giving me desperation, but at the same time, you're selling this garment.
Yeah, we got it, Bianca.
America's Next Top Model sets a car on fire for a photo shoot. So let's take a look and see what they made the girls do this time. Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace.
It's like 135 degrees out here, and we're like just out here in the middle of nowhere.
Is he really just leaving?
I drive up, clothes off, I'm like, where the hell are we?
He just drives away. He's like, well, okay, now it's lunchtime. Driver's like, this is actually only one way. Yeah. They didn't have the budget for the round trip thing. Good luck, though.
We are doing a photo shoot out here. You guys are really going to be models lost in the desert, in model wasteland, essentially. They're going to be burning cars behind you. So this is not about just posing and giving me pretty. It's about giving me that desperation and showing that emotion to really sell the image.
So he's looking for desperation. Shouldn't be that hard on this show because the models are probably desperate to leave after hearing these concepts and like what they're putting them through after the judging every episode.
Hello, look at you. How are you feeling?
The sixth step.
I know it's hot. Okay, but you're gonna give me desperation fabulosity in the middle of the desert? All of it. Okay, I hear you.
He doesn't wait. I love how he like ignites it in the engine. That would just make me so uncomfortable. I'm like, is this safe? Like, you think this guy is lighting up a grill for the family barbecue? He's like, Martha, don't you worry, sweetie. I'm gonna start up the hamburgers right away. He looks a little too comfortable, like igniting the engine of this car. He's like, arson, never heard of her.
Modeling, so I go where I am.
Even though I didn't win the challenge, I'm confident, I'm ready to go. Right now, my only concern is getting cold first.
Keep your body strong. There you go.
You are wearing me out with how fabulous you are. You're giving me desperation, but at the same time, you're selling this garment.
Yeah, we got it, Bianca.
Like, imagine someone telling you that during a photo shoot or really just any job. Yeah, you're really giving me desperation. You're doing a great job at it. Have you ever been desperate in your life? I mean, it looks like you're just such a pro. The models are so close to the car too. It's literally on fire. As always, I ask you guys to leave a comment and let me know. Is this safe? We should just do a segment called, Is this safe? The car's probably already super hot from sitting out in the sun in the middle of the desert. Then they light it on fire and the model's supposed to model like holding on to things and interacting with the car. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. It doesn't seem like a very fun photo shoot. It kind of reminds me of like just being sweaty when you're out in the heat, which it doesn't seem very fun.
I want you to do what you would do if you were literally lost in this desert with a burning car.
Is this the same car? Because it's looking like it's on its last leg. It's like charred up. And it looks like there's light bouncing on her. Looks very warm on this part of her body. I was like, no, they're not going to light this one on fire. No, I think they're going to take every opportunity to get someone wants to use the what is it, the barbecue lighter. What do they call them? It's just a lighter. They got to use it. They didn't do all this to just have her pose with a car.
Drop your right arm. Drop your right arm. Drop your arm down.
Right arm, drop it down.
There you go. Heather usually does a strong job at creating that dynamic that makes sense for the shot. And today, Heather looked very lost.
Well, but that's a good thing because that's what you wanted, right? Lost, desperation.
You guys are really going to be models lost in the desert.
Good job. Good job, Heather. I think. Well, that's what he wanted.
Actually, I think you have a hard dress.
Like, part of it. It's part of my frustration.
Yeah. Actually, you're right. Get inspired by the frustrating dress.
I crave these photo shoots like water. All I want is to be in front of the camera like all the time. I wish we could do a photo shoot every day.
Your face.
So she's supposed to be inspired by the fact that they gave her a dress that's literally like a parachute that keeps blowing up. I mean, have you ever heard of privacy? So I don't really like that. What is this guy? Is he eating a sandwich back here? Also, it looks like he's kind of eating a sandwich. I wonder what it is. Also, question, are they using a gold reflector to bounce back light? Because, yeah, we have the flames that will probably reflect onto the model, but it looked like at some point there were solid reflections, like gold reflections on the models. So I don't know. I don't know, which one is it?
Face told the story. So great job.
Oh, it's hot. So, Alicia, we're ready for flames. A little less cozy.
So right now you're giving me...
Also, it looks like they are using a reflector of some kind. They're bouncing back light, which I don't know why they're doing that, because you're out in the desert. It's already so bright outside. You have heat from the flames, and then you're bouncing back extra light. The girl's eyes must be burning at this point. I can barely keep my eyes open in the morning. I'm like, okay, yeah. Can I get a water, please?
So right now you're giving me... Woo! When I need like
Jay's yelling at me and I'm really getting freaking angry and I want to get a good shot.
There you go. There you go. Now you look defeated because now you look so over it. Now you look like a model.
Frustrated.
Well, you know what? As soon as you got frustrated, we got a shot.
And all it took was Mr. J's commentary to get her to feel defeated and frustrated. And there you go. He got the shot he wanted. Mr. J, did you just admit to defeating the model spirit in order to get a good pose from her? I don't know if that's something to kind of like be proud of or admit as the creative director.
Yeah, he don't like me. Howdy, howdy. We all know you were here another week, so now you can really prove to people that you deserve this. You're posing. Pissed off because you might end up going home. Use that energy.
That's it?
You are posing, Abrielle.
The most difficult thing about this shoot is understanding what Jay really wants from us. So, y'all really frustrated.
I feel like she's like the realest person so far on this photo shoot. She's just like, I don't even know what he wants most of the time. Her posing was great, though. She was giving a good variety. She was even asking to do different types of posing that involved even sitting down. So she really is trying to switch it up. I think so far she was doing a great job. But as always, it seems like they're trying to fit her into this narrative like, oh, you were almost going to go home last week. So it seems like that's kind of what they're trying to push her towards. Like, oh, we're going to make her Mr. J's enemy or whatever it is. Who cares? Like, why would he have an enemy? Mr. J is just over there yelling, you're posing. I mean, isn't that what she's supposed to do? Models are supposed to pose. What do you want from her? Like, what you want her to really, like, get in this car and drive off? What do you want? You give her the keys. Let her go somewhere.
This is you sitting on the edge of the car. Do you know what I mean? That's why when I said stop posing, you're like, now that was desperation. I'm not pulling back like
Yeah, that's great.
I mean, I was miserable and hot in the desert, so it was real.
There you go, there you go.
That's great, Jenna. Looks gorgeous.
Yeah, okay, but she's posing too, so are you going to keep the same energy? To a degree, everyone was posing while they're doing this. But it's Mr. J's selective, like, oh, you are posing, and then like, oh, no, she's doing amazing. It's like very selective.
There you go.
That's great, Jenna. Looks gorgeous. Jenna looked really good in the shot. Her body language was amazing.
All right. Look how tall. Very tall. Why don't you open the car and think of it like it's for real? There you go. Throw your face back to the fire. There you go. There you go.
I was really worried, being glamorous with a burning car, you have the heat from the car, you have the heat from the sun. You worry about all those elements coming together and not producing a good shot.
They're literally roasting the girls. They roast them during the judging, they roast them during the photo shoot. It's only fair, right? You got to keep it balanced on America's Next Top Model. When the photographer is wearing a hat, that's when you know it's hot outside. Because usually, I won't wear a hat because it gets in the way of me looking through the viewfinder sometimes. So, if he's out there wearing this type of hat, that's how you know.
With that dress, you're going to have to do something to bring a shape to it because you literally look square.
A little less posing like you just been sitting there forever waiting.
She didn't work the garment. Even though she looked incredible, the garment didn't. And in the end of the day, it's about how good the garment looks on you.
So now we have to sell the garment, which this is the first time I'm hearing that it's about the clothes. I thought it was about looking lost and desperate in the middle of the desert.
But this is not about just posing and giving me pretty. It's about giving me that desperation and showing that emotion to really sell the image.
See, you can't just spring this kind of stuff on like, oh, you need to be doing this. Which is it? Are they selling the clothes? Like, is this going up on the Forever 21 website? Yeah, they lit a car on fire, but you know what else could be on fire? Your portfolio and a website whatever website you want. Because today's sponsor is Squarespace. And as a photographer, it's super important to have your work displayed professionally online. And not even just as a photographer, but if you're any sort of creative person or if you have a brand and you're looking to get a website, you guys, Squarespace makes it so easy. They have amazing features. They have galleries. They have different types of carousels. They also have an online store option. You can sell presets. You can sell merch on there. They have an availability calendar. They have designer templates. You can switch them out so easily. That's the thing for me. It's easy to use and easy to update. You guys know I don't have time to sit and worry about plugins and all of that. Squarespace doesn't have any of that. It's so simple and easy to use. And you can actually start a free trial by going to squarespace.com. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Jessica. You can use my code Jessica for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. So let's go to the judging and see these final photos.
Girls, guess what? This lion just told me that we are going to China!
What is going on? So much chaos. I mean, they have the guys with the swords out there. They got the judges with the ribbons, the streamers. We have this giant dragon person. I just want to know why they would announce this before the elimination. Why would you get one of the girls' hopes up? Well, that's exactly why, because they want to get one of the girls' hopes up, and then they're going to send her home, which will be devastating because she won't get to go on this trip. Could you have not done this after elimination? When you're not going to hurt one of the girls' feelings? Like, now they're getting all the girls' hopes up. They're going to be so excited, and then obviously one of them is going to get eliminated. It's like, could you have waited to do this? They're really trying to crush the dreams here. But one of you guys can't go.
7 girls are in front of me.
There you go.
6 will be going to China.
Watching them celebrate was kind of sad. I'm like, when are you guys celebrating for no reason? But they let the girls go ahead and do all this. Why?
You were model wasteland, car on fire, with nowhere to go. So let's see your best shot.
Like, this type of photo is not, like, too interesting to me. I mean, yeah, the car's on fire, but, like, photography-wise, the toning, the perspective, the composition, it's just kind of like, oh, okay. I mean, it's a nice picture, but it's not, like, wow. It doesn't, like, wow me. It looks like the outdoor strobe photography that some people do. And I've done it before, too, using external lighting outside, especially when it's bright out. For me, sometimes it's, like, a hit or miss. So, I mean, this one's, like, okay to me.
Of you, but what I see of you is fantastic. It's great body shape. I believe you. It looks like it's still out of a movie.
I love your body language, and I love the shape of your arms, and your legs look fab.
I love it's all busted, broken down doll. I love it.
I thought in looking at your film that you were all over the place in a fantastic way.
You were standing, you were kneeling, you were leaning back. You were just everywhere.
Thanks. All right,
Isn't that what that other model was doing? She was, like, sitting down and standing up, but then she got critiqued for it in a negative way.
Brilliant, I love it. I'd love to see your face. Oh, it's great.
It looks like you have to go to the toilet.
To me, this was your weakest shoot to date, and it seemed like you were uncomfortable.
Drop your right arm. Drop your right arm. Drop your arm down.
That arm, the right arm.
I love how Tyra's like, you just seemed uncomfortable. And then it pans to a montage of Mr. J and whoever else, like, just yelling things. Yeah, drop your arm, drop your arm. It's like the same thing. Drop your arm, drop your pinky, drop your toenail. Could that have contributed, the montage?
During the challenge, I tried my hardest. I seriously put everything into it. I was able to inspire the spirit of the ocean. It seemed like something was missing.
This is probably directed at me because I was very hard on you that day. It's not personal. This is a business, and I'm here to give you...
To roast you?
It's called compartmentalizing, and it's something that I do. So if something bad happened at work the day before, I deal with it. I might cry in my dressing room, and then I put it away and go perform. I don't show it on camera. I don't show it in a photo.
He essentially is like, we should be able to roast you and insult you, and you should be able to just move on with your life and on to the next roast tomorrow. Same time next week, girl. We're going to be here every episode. It's going to be like 10 more. What do you guys think about the speech that was just given? So basically, the girls just have to be able to accept criticism and insults and roasting, and they just have to be okay with it. I mean, you're talking about someone like Tyra Banks, who is a supermodel, versus these 18, 19-year-olds who this is probably their first time modeling on national television, and then in a situation like this, they're away from their families. They have no means of communication really except for like a phone call every now and then. So I just don't think it's a fair comparison. Tyra's like, yeah, sometimes I have bad days and I cry in my personal dressing room at the back of the Dior fashion show. And then, after that, I get on my private jet and then I fly to another country like Paris. Have you ever heard of Paris? Like somewhere just close by. I go to Paris and then I do another campaign, and then I fly back home to my multi-million-dollar mansion. So I'm sure you guys can relate to that. It's just like it gives me generic photo vibes, like you're looking for studio photography outside, and this would be it. So nothing like too exciting. She is a gorgeous girl. I just don't feel like she was photographed. Like, he could have done some really cool angles. He could have done some really cool stuff with this. It seems like just the same picture with a different person in it. The pose is okay. It just looks like she's waiting, so I guess she completed the assignment, I'll say. She's gorgeous. She seems so cute.
I love the attitude. It's great. You look really fed up.
It's a pretty picture, but it's not a striking shot. This isn't a picture that someone's going to tear off and copy or design an ad around, and I don't find it particularly inspirational.
You want her to make a photo of a burning car in the middle of the desert inspirational? I mean, you're using outdoor flash and a gold reflector. I don't know if that's possible. You know what I find inspirational? My cat. And the fact that she still meows at me even though I fed her. I think her pose is really great. This one, out of the bunch, is the best one so far, I would say.
Okay, up next is Embryo.
Hi, y'all.
Hi, Embryo. All right, so here's your best shot.
You know what? I like this one. This one actually tells me a story. Her car broke down. It's on fire. Some guy from the America's Next Top Model crew lit it on fire with the barbecue lighter that he finished the hamburgers and then he like lit it on fire. And this tells me a story.
Let's see close.
Facially, you look beautiful, but one of the problems with doing something like this is that you take it to that point where you no longer show the clothes, and if this is meant to be a modeling shot, you've hidden the garment. Okay, but you never mentioned the garment in any of the other photos, but for her, you want to mention the clothes. You got to keep the same energy throughout it all. If you're going to be picking at like how much the outfit is showing, then you got to keep, again, the same energy for all the other photos. And I haven't heard one mention of the clothes for any of the other pictures, but suddenly like, oh, no, we can't see any of the outfit, but I'm literally looking at it right now. So I think they're like pushing this narrative that she didn't do a good job, but in reality, she did do a good job. So you've got to take elements of what you would do and then remember you're a model.
I think the face is stunning in this. I love your lips and your nose. But when I was editing your film, you had your legs out almost toward camera where we couldn't see the length of them. You're the camera and my legs are like this. What does that look like? But if you're the camera and my legs are like that, what does that look like?
She looks absolutely stunning. I love this little bit of light from the reflector. that is shining on her. Only thing is, by opening the car door, she hides a lot of her leg. And that's like shape that she's kind of like getting rid of. So I don't know how I feel about the car door being open. Unless this was like cropped in. If it was cropped in like this, it would be so nice. I think it's just the cropping that's kind of throwing me off. But I get it. They have this scene. They want to show it. So I totally get it. And this picture is actually better than some of the other ones, I think.
I think you're really showing the dress well. And you look great.
What you've done here is you've made it a fashion picture.
This is you. Yeah, and you went with your instinct. You did what we wanted, and then you said, okay, now let me do me. And look what got chosen. All right, thanks, Bianca.
Okay, so they only mentioned the dress after they brought up Ambrielle and like how she didn't model the dress. But before that, they never mentioned it at all. I'm just saying. It's kind of interesting. Like, again, if it's about the clothing, say that from the beginning of the photo shoot. Hey, the focus is on the clothing. But I don't think they said that. So, I don't know. Oh, she's so cute. I like this. Her arm being hidden in the back. I would have just had her bring her arm out. Otherwise, the lighting in this one is really cool. I like this. And I think the composition of this one is a little bit better. Although, maybe just cropped. I'm just all for like cropping in a little bit more. Or maybe actually like this. That made no difference. And at first I thought the light was coming from the flames, but then I realized there's someone there. It's probably, they're holding like a giant square panel that's gold colored and they're reflecting it back onto the model. It looks like you can even see where it ends right here. So I think the light on the models is really nice. Composition, not my favorite. Toning's just kind of boring. I wish they would have added in even like some red tones in selective color. That would have been really nice. Or maybe green. That would have been really nice.
You know what, Lisa? It's a dramatic picture. I think facially you look great. I think the problem with something like this is you've got such long arms and legs that you're not made the most of it in a picture like this. You know, you've ended up looking sort of squat with a very long neck and a very long body.
Because as wide as you have them spread, they look that short.
You just have to remember how to not make your legs look like you're 5'2".
It's all an illusion.
All right.
Okay, so they have a bit of a point there, but as the photographer, getting a lower angle or actually asking the model to extend their legs. I always have the models just extend their legs towards my lens so that they look more elongated. So this could have easily been solved by just communicating with the model. Hey, bring your legs forward a little bit. Or it could have just been a switch up in the photographer's angle and how they're taking the shot.
I will announce who's not going to China.
Okay, well, you could have, again, you just could have brought it up after the fact. So you don't get somebody's hopes up and crush their dreams and their spirit and make them feel terrible. Let's see who's not going to China.
I only have one photo in my hand.
As you always do.
And I'll only call one name.
As you also do that too.
I do not call almost immediately.
Oh my God, she's crying and she's like smiling. What a contrast.
Real beautiful girl.
She is beautiful.
The judges kind of see it captured on the film.
Okay.
Not strong
But
enough.
okay, so she could be stronger, but
she's just this gorgeous girl.
okay, that's nice.
Maybe she's not a model.
Okay, but that's their opinion, so.
And then the judges look at you, Lisa, and they see a girl.
Well,
This is
yeah.
obviously a model,
Okay,
but a girl that's
so then she should stay. Oh, but she's fading. Okay,
strong enough to continue on.
like physically strong or like what are we talking?
I've never been to that I'm very excited to go to.
Okay, it's not about you, Tyra. Tyra's like, I've never been there too. I'm excited.
Lisa.
Ambrielle, you got robbed. I don't know why they're doing this to you. You should have been going to China. Send her to China. Take her with you.
And I see you doing so much.
Can you see her going to China with you? Tyra's like, I'm not answering that. Ambrielle should have been going to China. That's all I got to say. Okay, see you guys later.